Today on the grill we have a barbecue prosciutto wrapped brie that's going to leave your guests taking a lot of pictures. With summer here and backyard parties starting to fire back up, it's always good to have a show-stopping appetizer that makes everyone bust their cameras out and ooh and ah over what you were able to create on the grill. That's what we're doing today. We have a wonderful brie that we picked up from the local grocer. We're gonna wrap it in prosciutto. We're gonna dust it in a barbecue seasoning. Once it's all hot and gooey on the inside, we're gonna glaze it with some pepper jelly, cut this thing open, and man alive, are you gonna get the Instagram pictures out of this one. So let's get started. Take a whole wheel of brie. You don't have to do anything to it. It was wrapped in a wrapper in one of those fun little wood boxes that they come in. We're just gonna go ahead and put it right here on the rack. We wanna be able to get all the smoke and all the heat and everything surrounding it while it's in the grill. So you don't wanna put it right down on top of a pan. You wanna have it on a rack. We're gonna go ahead and take prosciutto. Now you can do this with bacon, but I'm a big fan of using prosciutto, and the reason being is because it's cut so thin that it cooks up and crisps up a lot quicker. It tightens up when it wraps around something, so things like asparagus or other recipes that you would normally wrap in bacon, experiment and try some prosciutto on it, because I bet you're probably gonna have even a better result with that than you would with bacon, and I know that's kind of sacrilegious to say. So we'll start off on the top here. We're just gonna layer it over. Just layer right over the top. You want to have stuff hanging down because we're going to wrap it all the way around the bottom of the wheel. So you're going about halfway across the top and then leave the tail hanging. You'll probably use about a whole package of prosciutto with this wheel of brie. This is one of the larger wheels of brie because we are going to be serving it to multiple people. So you want to make sure you have enough. What's going to happen is the outside crust that's on this brie holds that hot cheese in like a case. All that prosciutto is going to crisp up, the rub is going to sit on it. It's going to be basically this enclosed molten wheel of brie. When you slice it open, the liquid's going to go everywhere. It's going to mix with those flavors, get some good pita chips or crackers or whatever else you want to dip in it. Everyone can kind of dive in. It's absolutely delicious. Okay, now you go ahead and pick it up and you start tucking your brie all the way around it, trying to cover all the surfaces. And once you do that, you kind of see what areas are exposed. You come back with a little bit of prosciutto and cover it up there. Just keep wrapping and tucking, looking for any exposed pieces. Now the nice thing is prosciutto has a lot of fat in it. It's a little greasy when you're dealing with it, so all that stuff sticks really well. And what else sticks to prosciutto that's going to be really nice is the rub that we're going to put on. Now that that is all done, we're going to come in and cover pretty liberally with a good barbecue rub. Today we're using all queued up big red beef. It adds a lot of color and a lot of flavor. It's going to season up really well on this, crust up, which is what we're looking for. And remember, because you're not taking a big old bite of this outside, you're just kind of getting a little bit as you scoop. It's okay to use a lot of seasoning because it's not going to overwhelm you. Hit all the sides. And then the last piece that we're going to do after it comes off the grill for the first time is we're going to hit it with a little bit of glaze, some pepper jelly. We'll set it back on there to get some beautiful color, that little bit of spice. We're using the Cosmos Peach Jalapeno Pepper Jelly today. It's gonna add a lot to it. But for right now, this brie is all ready. Very simple prep. We're gonna go ahead and throw it on the grill about 300 degrees. We'll leave it in there till about probably 45 minutes till we probe it and we know that inside is soft as jelly. Then we'll go ahead and glaze it. All right, we're back with this smoked brie. It's looking absolutely delicious. We're just gonna go ahead and check and make sure that the inside is as molten as we want it to be. We're not really looking for a temperature on this. We're really just looking to put our probe in and move it around and make sure we can actually get in there. Now when the brie's solid, you wouldn't be able to push that probe around. Right now it feels like it's just a pool of liquid, which is exactly what we're looking at. We've been running this thing for about 45 minutes at 300 degrees. The last step in the process is we're hitting this with Cosmos Peach Jalapeno. We're just gonna go ahead and glaze over the top of it. Now this has some nice jalapeno flavor in it. It's got some red chili pepper flakes. We just want this beautifulness to kind of gloss and glaze. It's going to make a little bit of a spicy bite when we pick it up. Aside from that, it's just really dang pretty. Here we go. Now we're doing it over a pan. Pan's gonna be fun to clean later, but that's not what we're worried about. We're gonna put this back on the grill here for about another 10 or 15 minutes at the very most. I'm just looking for that glaze to sit, to look like it's tacky, so it's not just sloughing off and running off. We want it to go ahead and firm up, all the sugars to kind of cure up. And then we're gonna tear into this sucker, and man, it's gonna be Instagram worthy. So we'll see you in a minute. All right, so this pepper jelly did its job. It's glazed over the top. It's absolutely beautiful. It's glistening. It's kind of filled in all the little crevices. It's really accentuated the color. This thing is bulging with hot molting cheese on the inside, which means one thing, I want to eat it. So we're gonna go ahead and take this off the rack right here and put it where it belongs on a cutting board that's gonna show off all that cheesy goodness. Now there's a couple things you can do. I don't like to cut this thing open in the middle because it's gonna hold a lot of heat until everyone's ready to kind of see it. So what I'll do is I'll decorate around it with some crostinis, some bagel chips, whatever you have available. Today I'm using some bagel chips and I got some pitas. I'll go ahead and decorate around here. Plenty of options for people to do dipping in. And then when everyone's completely ready to go ahead and see this, this is where the money shot is. And you open it up and you can cut it right down the middle and let all that cheese just ooze out right there. There it is, the river of cheese that everyone's looking for. All right, I can't wait to break into this. Brie is one of my absolute favorite cheeses, especially when it's hot and it's got all these other flavors on it. We're gonna go ahead and try a little sample of what's going on here. Spin that cheese up. Woo! Sweet, salty goodness. If you'd like, you can take your knife, cut up some pieces so people can get to that prosciutto easier. I want you to see this right here though. Look at that. That right there is where it's at. All that beautiful stringy cheese. So good. I'm gonna cut a piece of this prosciutto because that's what you can top on something like a little bagel bite. Right there. This right here is a crowd favorite. Cutting open that cheese, just everyone's gonna be staring at it when you're doing it. It's a wonderful, really easy appetizer to a great meal. Hope you guys tried it at home. Got a lot of upcoming holidays that you guys can utilize this recipe for. Thank you for joining us. As always, subscribe, follow, give us your feedback. We thank you guys for being here.